eid-el-kabir celebration is a time for families and friends to come together to celebrate the popular Muslim festival in order to commemorate Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his beloved son as an act of submission to God's command. Now, this period is usually marked with high attendance of Muslim faithfuls in the mosque and also praying grounds across the country. Lots and lots of travels as well. It's expected for most families and people around. Well, statistics also have shown that there is an upsurge of criminal activity during the holiday season. So it's therefore imperative for homeowners to take necessary precautions and not let down their guards. Traffic volume, like I said, about people traveling is also expected to be on the increase this period. Hence, security, be it in the neighborhood or out there on the highway, is everyone's business. To beef up security on ground, the Nigerian Police, Federal Road Safety Corps, the Civil Defense, as well as the Red Cross have carried out massive deployments of personnel on visibility patrols as well as other venues of celebration in their areas of responsibility. On Nigeria Today, we'll take a critical look at safety during Sallah celebration. Welcome to the program. I'm Blessing Abu. Yes, the program is Nigeria Today, and with me in the studio to discuss safety during Sallah, I'd like to introduce and welcome Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police and Force Public Relations Officer Jimoh Moshood. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Good
also with you, yes, also joining us in the studio this evening, Deputy Corps Public Education Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Ali Sule Tanemo. Welcome to the program.
Thank you and good evening.
Yes, the festive season is here again, and we are concerned with so much about movement of people, about roads, about activities of people. But the greatest concern of the force, as well as the corps, is paramount for you. Let's start with First PRO.
Thank you so much. We want to use this venue also to let Nigeria know that we fully prepare for the festivity before time, because this is a yearly event that happens around this time. The Inspector General of Police have directed implementation of an elaborate and robust security arrangement for this Sallah. He has equally directed that all Assistant Inspector General of Police and the Commissioner of Police in commands across the country are on ground to ensure the implementation of this. We know that we have done massive deployment to venue of ED, where people will pray, and equally venue of recreation across the country. But we are very mindful equally that there's going to be mass movement of people from one state to the other to enjoy the Salah, including those who are not equally Muslim, because as has to do with the holiday, people will keep on moving. And we have reactivated our Federal Highway Patrol, what we call the Civil Highway Patrol, equally to be on the road to ensure safety and protection of travelers and other road users that go to various states. We equally make contingency plan for people who will be traveling for their properties and probably family members that they're going to leave behind, to ensure that we ensure adequate patrol and feasibility patrol, like you said during the opening of the program, to improve the confidence of the people and for people to know where help can come from during this period. The part of the measure we put in place is the rates of criminal hideout before now. This is to remove criminal element from their hideouts, flashpoint and other area where they can unleash mayhem on the people. This is ongoing, and as we have it, as we speak, crime situation across the country is very, very low, and we are going to build on this into the Salah period and beyond. And we want equally people to know that when you are traveling, you ensure that you educate those who are going to leave behind. Let them have police number. Let them know where they can contact in case of any eventuality.
We'll get to that point of what number and how to actually look into those emergency calls if need be. Let's bring in Deputy Public Education Officer. The roads too are going to be busy. What are your own greatest concern as a corps?
Yeah, thank you very much. Considering the fact that this is a celebration that attracts movement of people, vehicular and human traffic is very, very high, we have put in place so many measures to take care of the unforeseen, because this is a period where, let's start from the commercial vehicle operators who want to move
like 50 trips.
Exactly, rate of turnover, and then endanger the lives of other road users. At the same time, we are calling on them to be patient and be patient with other road users, because this is a period where the road is very, very busy. And considering the fact that it is rainy season, the commercial has deployed human and material resources, equipment, 24/7 to take care of emergency situations and respond to
What kind of equipment are you deploying to the road?
Yeah, we have ambulances, we have breathalyzers, we have radar guns, we have the bikes, everything that we think can make the road safe.
I know we also record more road accidents during this celebration. Speed limit violation. And I know that's been of great concern to your men as well. So what measures are you putting on, apart from what you have told us?
Yeah, like that of speed, our men are equipped to detect the vehicle operators that for now have not installed the speed limiting device, because the enforcement has commenced since. And we are calling on people to ensure that all, especially the commercial drivers, because we concentrate on the commercial drivers due to the fact that if there's a crash, more people die than the private vehicle. For instance, in an 18-bus seater, if there's a crash, you get about 18 people that they might be lucky, or we might lose all of them. But in a small car, we have just maybe 1 or 2 or 5 maximum. So we concentrate more. There's a gadget to detect this equipment. So those that have installed, once we input their numbers on the gadget, it will show that they have installed the device or not. This device helps them to go within the prescribed legal speed limit, because once they try to go above, it will cut off. It will alarm them and control their speed.
Okay, still with you, Deputy Director. Now, for this period, we're told about 45 corridors already. I don't know how true is that. We have got 45 corridors during your patrol. Tell us about that and what you intend to do with those heavy routes that are going to have more volume of people, especially within the capital. And though the program, of course, is for the whole of Nigeria. Yes.
Yeah, these corridors are areas that we envisage high traffic, though it's all over the country. Like, take for instance, the Abuja, Kaduna up to Kano is a corridor. We have another corridor, Bauchi, Al-Kaleri up to Maiduguri. We have another corridor, Lokoja, Okene, Auchi. We have another corridor around Lagos, Ekiti, and so on and so forth. So these are areas that people will be shuttling. There will be massive movement of people to and from the festival. So these are areas that already people have already gone. They've already moved ahead of the traffic to envisage any possible eventuality.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will come back to you to see beyond the main highways and, of course, within the city or the different cities. How should people do their movements, especially when we have maybe, I don't know if there are going to be some road closed for people's activities. Well, we'll get to you. Let's get back to First PRO. Yes, for security agencies, synergy is very key, because already you're talking about highway patrol officers too from your own command and all of those coming to the highway. What kind of synergy are we expecting to intelligence sharing, especially when you have some of this unscrupulous elements trying to make a way? How are you attending to that?
Thank you so much. I want to say that there's a working synergy, a very good working relationship between the Nigerian Police Force and other security and safety agencies in the country. With the road safety, we don't have any problem. At each command, the Commissioner of Police and the Corps Commander meet on regular basis, and including the vehicle inspection officers to look at area where you have gridlocks, where notorious for gridlock. Those areas, there's going to be check point for the police patrol team around that area, so that you can enable easy movement of traffic. They identified and perceive points where hoodlums do use to commit crime are those areas that police deployment will cover. There's going to be equally police personnel that are going to be on observation patrol. Around the area where you have gridlock, there's going to be observation patrol there. This observation patrol team are not going to come into the road. They observe situation of team, because people can take advantage of slowing down for either the bombs or slowing down because of the gridlock and attack people. There's going to be team that are going to be involved in what we call undercover that will attend to such situations. And with the working relationship that we have, equally note that there's going to be voluminous movement of traffic within the city centers of most of the state capitals. And if you take FCT, for example, now the FCT Police Command commit more than 3,000 police personnel to traffic control within the city on a daily basis. This to tell you that there's a good synergy between us that is ensuring that there's peace, there's safety as people move around. And we'll go beyond that to equally ensure that where we need to carry out the raid, for example, we go along with other sister agencies that have to do on the part of security to carry out this raid. The example is what we have in the LCT, the Joint Task Force, to ensure that criminal elements are removed from the hideout before the unleashed terror. We equally want people to know that we put a lot of other measures in place that has to do with the northeast, the eastern part of this country. If you take Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, even to Bauchi, you have security concern when Sallah is approaching. And the Commissioner of Police in this area are on red alert, including all their personnel. And the first quarter make the Inspector General of Police IGP IBRAHIM Idris MP MNI have graciously approved additional deployment of personnel to those states. And this state will ensure that all their personnel, including those on admin duties, are deployed for the purpose of ensuring security during this period. Because there's no doubt that you need more men to be able to cover all areas.
How many men do you have that you have to keep to put in more on one particular part of the country? What happens to the rest?
No. The point is that we have carried out threat assessment of all the states before now. The Inspector General of Police last month, when he met with the Commissioner of Police and above, have asked them to draw the operation order. This operation has been drawn at the command level and forwarded to force headquarters. We have assessed it and look at area of need of some of this command. Those area of need of some of the command that need increased personnel, that have been done. Not that we are pulling out from any command to add up to those commands. We have like the mobile police unit. They are command based. Actually, we are squadron in those commands, but we take them from area of need we take them from where they are to area of need. We equally mobilize the counter-terrorist unit equally to that region of the state. And you equally know that of recent we have issues in Zamfara, which is under control now. And increased deployment are equally being carried out. And so also places like Benue, so that we don't allow criminal elements to take advantage of the festivities to unleash mayhem.
All right, we're going on a break now, gentlemen. When we return from this break, we want to find out those basic things for those who will be at the praying ground, as the Eid ground, and for those who will be visiting recreation centers, as well as some other areas of interest for us. All we want is a safety celebration during this Sallah. You're watching Nigeria Today. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll get to find out more with that conversation as we look at safety during Sallah.
The Nigerian Television Authority News 24 channel, your dependable all-round news station, offering you world-class news programs, documentaries, spotlights, promos, and information highlights. Take advantage of our network reach and advertise your interest, goods and services with us. NTA News 24, first equals with digital broadcasting. You can reach us on Channel 21 terrestrial TV and Channel 101 on the Star Times platform. For more inquiries, please call Coretta 0803 618 9986 or Henry on 0803 379 0884. Join us today.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, the program is Nigeria Today, and we're taking a look at safety during Sallah. I still have with me Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police and First Public Relations Officer Jimoh Moshood, and also Deputy Corps Public Education Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Ali Sule Tanimu. Gentlemen, let's get back to some of those areas we talked about. We've talked about where you're having mapped out your own strategies. Let's get back to Sule Tanimu. Now, I earlier asked about within the city. Yes, we've talked about the highways and what to expect. Now, would there be places that will be cordoned off because of some activities? You've foreseen anything of sort?
Yeah, like the areas where the Eid will be performed, especially at the National Eid Prayer Ground, by the Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua way. That place, the traffic is almost everybody in Abuja wants to go to the national praying ground to worship.
So work it out?
Yeah, we have deployed our men there to control traffic in conjunction with the Nigerian police, the civil defense, and other agencies. So the strategy mapped out is they will cordon off the parking area, because that is where the problem is. So there's a point where vehicles are not allowed to get into.
So will there be diversion marks and signals and
like the service lane. The service lane would be for parking.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the express will be for free flow of traffic. And after the Eid prayer, the traffic will not come back. We'll just go and take around the stadium. And go like other places too. On Kubwa Road, there's an Eid ground also on that same express. So men have already taken care of that place. They're also going to cordon off where they will not, so as to make traffic very easy. So the parking is such that once you come out, you face one way, one direction. You go and make a turn wherever you get a U-turn.
So is this kind of information about areas to be cordoned off replicated across the country? Because I know this program is not just being viewed by Abuja viewers alone. So as such information communicated across the various states, commands, and all of those?
Yeah, such communications is nationwide. Okay. There are areas where they don't even need vehicle to go to their Eid ground. So most of the times, those areas we have less problem. But people come in, especially the city centers, the metropolitan town, that's where people come out to go and worship, where there's vehicular movement. But in those areas, people are, the traffic has been taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm asking because I know it's not just Muslims now who will be making use of those roads or routes for that period. So others who have no business really going on that particular road.
The road is free for them.
Okay.
Yes, there's a particular area designated or marked where the people going for it will not park there, because the security operatives, the road safety, the police, the civil, won't be there early enough to arrange the parking. Such that nobody will constitute nuisance to other road users. Yes, and if the parking is clumsy, it will become a security challenge. Where there's an issue, it will be highly detected. So we have to make sure the parking is orderly. So all the personnel have been informed on what to do.
What do you see going wrong?
Pardon?
What do you see going wrong on whatever the arrangement is on ground? And now, what penalties are there for anyone disrupting such peace?
Wow, the little offense is there. The police are there. If anybody who we think we can issue ticket, we issue a ticket. If it is impounding, we impound your vehicle. If it is a security breach, we hand you over to the relevant security agencies, because all the friendly forces are on ground to ensure that things go smoothly. Okay. Yeah.
I'm talking about things going smoothly. For Spiaro, let's take a look at what Muslim faithfuls are going for the Eid prayers now, particularly. What are those basic security tips you'll be offering everyone?
Thank you so much. I want to start in this regard by saying that virtually all the Eid praying ground across the Federation in every state are known and have been identified and mapped out. They have been profiled, and equally our EOD, the Explosive Ordnance Department, have screened the place, sweep it, and render it safe. And the deployment have been done in earnest. But we want people to go out to be orderly, and equally to, like in the area that are vulnerable to security challenges, such as the Northeast, to watch out for early warning signal, and to be able to know that when you are going, when you see somebody that dress unnecessarily, that attract attention, call.
What kind of dressing?
Yes, you know, at times that's why the police need to go beyond mere seeing. It go into gather intelligence. Our intelligence officers are already working with the locals in most of these areas to be able to get actionable and active intelligence to work on. I want people to pass this information to them, and that's why it won't be appropriate to begin to divulge this, so that we don't put on them on notice.
At the beginning of this conversation, we talked about owners who will be traveling, or people will be traveling generally in the neighborhood, be it estate or some other kind of neighborhood. What kind of security tips will you be giving them at this point on what to watch out for and how to keep safe at least especially for people who will be having such criminal tendencies?
Thank you so much. I think this is something that every individual is supposed to have worked on before, because it can come as an emergency preparation, because you must have your compound properly lighted up. If you don't have light in your compound and you are doing it now, I think it will get very late. But still yet you can make people to get to work on that for you, to ensure that the compound is properly lighted up, and to equally cancel your ward and probably other domestic staff not open door for stranger. And most importantly, we usually talk of early, like I wanted to stress, to ensure that we recognize those early signs where issue will come. We talk about the broken window theory. When a lock is bad in your house and you refuse to fix it, then there may be a problem. So anything that is missing, either is lock or probably the door or the gate that's having problem, ensure that they are properly fixed before time. And what we usually educate the public about in this regard is ensuring crime prevention through environmental design. Your fence shouldn't be something that is walled up. If your fence is walled up, then you know that you have to put extra measure in place, because if anything is going on within the compound, your neighbor will not be able to alert you and let the police know on time. Ensure that they have police number for those in the FCT, because if I start reading out the numbers of every command, we will not be able to finish it. For those,
but there should be a general number.
Yes,
like
yes, that's
have those days
for every state. For every state.
911, like we used to have those days, or 112.
For every state, every organization will come to 112 for now. That's the emergency number, right, and they get across to the appropriate security agency. But for every state, like in the FCT, for instance, you can get the police on 080 32003913, or you get them on 08061581938. Those two numbers you can get across to the police in the FCT. So if you are watching up from the FCT, you can do that. If you are traveling outside the state, for every police stationary vehicle or patrol vehicle that you see that are moving around, you see the number of the divisions there.
Okay,
because
if
you are on their vehicles,
okay,
because because complaints that comes into the police are so enormous that if you have to route it through the 112, then it will crash the entire system. So, but if you get the complaint directly to the divisional police officer or the number of that division, is quite important. There's what we call local knowledge, equally getting yourself acquainted. You might be from a state like Kwara, for example, or probably you are from Edo and you are residing in Abuja, you are residing in Lagos. Once you are getting, get to know where the police station is located, and look at what are structural things that you can use to identify your place, because we know definitely because of lack of strict enforcement of urban planning, people build houses in where that is not even accessible. When you have issue of attack in the night, the police patrol will be roaming around without knowing where.
So what kind of assistance will you be requiring from the public now?
We want you to have to know the landmark. How do you describe your residence? What is the number in your house? Because at times you might be calling the police, you don't even know the number that is in front of your gate. So get the local knowledge of getting to know your environment itself and getting to know where the help can come from.
What would FRC be expecting from the public at this time?
Yeah,
to make your job easy this season.
Yes, we will expect people to be patient. We expect people to comply with all traffic rules and regulations. We expect people to consider other road users. We expect people not to beat traffic. We expect people not to take laws into their hands, because the law is not the respecter of anybody. We expect people to be their brother's keepers in case of any emergency. Of course, just like the DCP Force PRO has said, there are emergency numbers equally, aside from the 112, we have the 122 toll-free line too that you can reach in case of a crash emergency or any other emergency.
Should you whoever you have placed on the road are far from such thing, right?
Yes, yes. So they can call. And for those who can tweet, we have our Twitter handle on Facebook. They send where there are critical issues. We've been able to identify things like that, like where people are in trouble and they need rescue. They tweet to us the exact location, and the call center, which is operational 24/7 throughout the Unitary period and beyond.
You can reach your people.
Yeah.
Deputy Corps Public Education Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Ali Suleitanimo, thank you very much for coming on the program this evening. Security is indeed everyone's business, and I'm sure safety is paramount to you as well. We'd also like to appreciate Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police and Force Public Relations Officer, Jimo Moshu. Thank you so much for coming on the program, gentlemen. And also, we'd like to appreciate you for staying with us till now. Join us again tomorrow for another insightful discussion on the program, Nigeria Today. Remember, you can watch this edition or any of the edition at all online. That's www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. My name is Blessing Abu. Enjoy the rest of your evening.